All right, good morning, guys. May 19th. We'll open the doors up. My sound is on. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, everybody.
We may or may not get a crowd in today since I haven't been updating the regular site, so we'll see, since I'm doing all the back-end upgrades right now.
Gotcha.
Interesting turn of events so far in the internals. We opened up drastically down, and now it's time doing a little pivot on here.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit of a fake out for the 1,000-point advance yesterday. So we're probably just going to continue to go higher.
Well, they just keep pumping more and more trillions, right?
Well, yeah, and you know that's the kind of worrying part that they'll never be able to get out of this. They'll never be able to get out, and so they have to keep pumping. And so what's gonna happen to the dollar? What's going to happen to other currencies? And it's just going to continue to go higher, I think. And despite the economics, and we're probably going to have negative rates sooner than we think. Although the 10-year note is up today a little bit. It's been hovering between 0.62 and 0.75. I think we're at 7.72 right now. Yeah, interesting.
It was basically a commercial on 60 Minutes this weekend, right? With them going on and having that speech.
It was a commercial, yeah. You're right. I wonder if he paid for that spot.
Yeah, how much did that advertising cost? $1 trillion.
Yeah, and the economy is going to be, this is just the beginning of a really, 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 really bad economy. I don't know if you saw, but on May 7th, the Financial Times came out with a story saying that the Bank of England warns that the UK is set to enter the worst recession in, drum roll,
history.
300 years.
Oh, wow.
300 years.
That is crazy.
That's worse than World War II. In World War II, they got hit pretty bad. I mean, their economy was in shambles.
Right.
So this is even worse than that. So this is going to be really interesting. I think there's going to be lots more volatility. I mean, yesterday, 1,000-point advance on the Dow is still volatility. A lot of volatility. If you pull up the VIX, let's take a look at the VIX real quick.
Yeah, we talked about that a few times, right? Just because you have the major update, it doesn't always mean it's a good sign.
Yeah, exactly. And we had, and it's up again this morning, but I mean, we're down a little bit on the Dow. But we have come back how many points since the bottom?
I haven't counted totally yet.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's many, many thousands of points. Let's do a quick number here. It was 18,000 up to where we are now, 24.4.
So 6,500, give or take.
Yeah, and the VIX is still around 30 something.
I'm pulling that up right now. Oh, I don't want the options. There we go. Yeah, 29 and just dropped below 30 right now.
Yeah, so we rallied 6,500 points and we're still at 30. That's insane. So what that's telling me is that there's still a lot of fear in the market, which, I mean, if you look at it as a contrarian, you'd say, okay, well, a lot of fear in the market means that the market's probably going to go higher. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's the case, and we'll just get a big drop off in the VIX eventually when everything everybody recognizes the facts that we're probably going to go to new highs. I mean, with the Fed buying financial stocks, buying bank stocks last week, that was my trigger to get out of my short positions.
That's where, when you see these major reversals, this is absolutely them again, or else, because this is not a fair and orderly market for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we were down. We had that big turnaround day. In fact, it was Thursday when we were on the show.
Yep.
And I said, as soon as we got off, it said the Fed was buying. I got the word the Fed was buying bank stocks. Now they haven't announced anything yet, but they were in buying bank stocks because they were afraid all the banks were going to fail.
And who was it? JP was like up 4% that day, you were saying?
Yep. And so what happened was, so the reserves are zero for the banks. The reserves are zero. And so they don't have to worry about that anymore. They don't have to worry about making the reserves. How else can they support banks? Buy their stocks.
Right.
Especially the primary dealers. JP Morgan happens to be one of them.
Oh, look at it, just falling out of the VIX right now.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
We'll switch that to a daily. Not that we need I can pull the studies off of here, just look at it itself.
Yeah.
Order placed.
Oh, someone's getting in. Holy cow, look at that move up. All right. I gotta check something here. All right, there we go. So I wanted to get all these guys out of here. I got too many. I know they have the remove all studies, but I don't trust it because I think it's going to hit all the charts, doesn't it? I've done that before. Oh, got a couple more guys at the door. There we go. Wow, this is ridiculous. I can't click fast enough for everything. Almost there. Come on, there we go.
Yeah, so I have a target of around 29 for the VXX, which is has a little bit of a premium above the VIX because they use the futures, right? So they have to have they have to figure in the contango, the premium there.
Yeah, definite gap down there recently. Everybody's going off the charts over here. Wow.
Yeah, they're just shooting right up there. So yeah, I don't think there's too much danger if the Fed is in there buying the bank stocks. The financials, I don't know, back in, going all the way back to 2000, you always followed the bank stocks because if you didn't, and you saw the bank stocks going up and the rest of the market wasn't doing anything, the financial stocks almost always led the market. And so you just pile in after the bank stocks started going up.
Sure.
And if they started falling off before everything else, then you knew things weren't good. Then you really needed to get out of the market or short it. So financials really do lead the market in a lot of ways. And if the Fed's propping up bank stocks, we're going to new highs, pretty sure.
Every week we get closer to that election.
Yes, that's another reason to prop up the banks.
Yeah,
No reserves, prop up the bank stocks. What else can they do? Oh, get interest rates down to zero. Or
I remember someone did a study where almost every election year over time has been a bull year. So it's interesting when things like this happen at the same time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what party it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Larry Williams had a book. He said he wrote a book called How to Buy the Right Stock at the Right Time. And he had charts in there going back to 1900. In every 0 year, like the beginning of a new decade,
Yep.
always had a bull run in that year.
Interesting.
Because it was like, optimistic. Now we've obviously didn't have a lot of optimistic news in the beginning of this year, but since it's a 0 year, a new decade,
right?
Yeah, we may see it.
It started out happy and, a little turn down here. So we'll see what the second half brings.
Yeah. Well, that news yesterday about the vaccine probably did a lot. Wow, look at that advanced decline just shooting right up there. Boom.
Yeah, it's just as big as the reversals we saw last Tuesday where this is how we know this is absolutely the Fed in there manipulating and taking those orders in there. Yeah. The one thing about that vaccine, which is driving me crazy because they're using that as well to manipulate the market, whether it's up or down.
Right.
They'll say, they're close to a cure. The next week they say, studies didn't work. So they use that to blame on the booms and the busts that we see here. But there's never been a single vaccine ever made for any of these cerveza sicknesses, as I steal one of our other partner in crimes words, where it's if they think that they're going to create something, they're dreaming. Unless it's literally a miraculous event, because it's not going to happen in a year or two, let alone 2 months. That's my personal opinion. Don't take me to the bank, but that's just common sense and having close ties to people that are in the medical field. This ain't going to happen anytime soon. They're just using it for manipulation. Next week, you'll see whoever's saying they're close to a cure, it's going to be a bad test, and it's going to drop 500 points.
Well, they did the same thing with Gilead two or 3 weeks ago. Didn't they have something real positive come out a couple of times, and then they said, no, it doesn't work, in the market tank.
Exactly.
And then they said, oh, no, it works. And so they're doing the same thing with Moderna now.
Yeah, just pick a new one.
Yep.
Don't hitch your wagons to any kind of cure.
Rotational. Yeah,
it's a new kind of sector rotation. The room's going berserk. I hear the Slack events going off. Everybody must be long right now and collecting all their money.
Good morning, Sean.
Sean's probably
MGI. Yeah. I think hey man, I'm telling you, if they get into bank stocks, it's going to be good for MGI. I think because MGI MoneyGram is acting as a treasury department right now for a couple of different banks that don't have correspondent banking relationships. So they could see definite increase there.
How are they doing today?
In their corporate treasuries.
I might have been throwing on some quadrants on them the other day just for a peek.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they're at 177. They're pumping up a little bit there.
Yeah. That's a nice daily chart. There you go, Sham. 8% up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice. I think we'll get to $4 or $5 again pretty soon as the market rises here.
Let's look at
I don't know if you got my message on Slack, but the coupon code, the PAP 500 for the price action profit is going to expire on Sunday. Just in case
did just see that right before, so I know a few people have taken advantage and they're already adding that to their repertoire and are liking it. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, 1 week left or less than a week.
Yeah, Sunday. It'll still be around, but the coupon for the discount price is not going to be around.
Here's my cities within cities within cities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Let me get it so I can see it easier here. How's the month looking? Come on, just a little bit. I don't want the whole thing. It's lagging.
By the way, if you hadn't noticed, Bitcoin has broken out of the monthly declining wedge that it's in. And it's also broken out of the weekly. It's been a declining wedge for a really long time, and it's broken out of both of them, weekly and monthly. Sham says, Dave, with all the manipulation from the Fed, how is PAP effective with swing trading? Well, you don't understand what the PAP is. So, I mean, the price action it tells you what the smart money is doing. Absolutely. It tells you what the smart money is doing. That's how I knew yesterday and the day before and Friday that the market was going to go up, because I used, in fact, you saw it in the real-time update service, the chart that I put up there, and it tells you what the smart money is doing. And right now, the smart money is the Fed.
Yeah, they're the big hitter on the street, so they're the one that we're following, or that you have to follow at this point.
Yep, they are. The smart money is the Fed, and this is exactly. It tells you the price action, the concept will tell you what that smart money is doing, because they leave clues. So I don't know if you saw that or not, but I captured about 500 points on the MYM. Really nice trade.
There's a closer look at the monthly chart.
Okay. You know what we got to do?
Yep. We got how many days left in this trading month? 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, we got Monday's a holiday.
Monday's a holiday, yeah.
Go ahead, no trading on Monday, guys. So we got 8 trading days left to see what happens here.
Yep.
And look at over here. They turned off their buy orders for a minute. Because too many people were making money, so they have to reverse it for a little while.
Yeah, well, they don't want to make it too obvious. They dangle a carrot and then they take it away.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, the Treasury yields right now, I think the 10-year is at 6 something, or 7. I'm sorry, 0.72. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see what it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think I can pull it up.
I have to get a shorter list of, there we go.
0.71, but it was up earlier at 0.736, almost 7.74. Now it's starting to tumble. I almost guarantee that we're going negative here, and that's just going to be insane.
That's the first time it's back to 0.1 on the 1 month since last week. We'll see how long it lasts. It's just the roller coaster, right?
Yeah, a little bit of a roller coaster there on the short term. They're trying to keep that right around that level because they targeted 0 to 0.25%. It's at 0.1, so that's about right.
Yeah, they haven't made it to the 0.25 all month.
No. Oh, you know what you could do? You got that up on the screen? Let me see. Yeah, let's go. Take a look at 2019. Go to select time period 2019. It's going to blow you away. Look at what the 30-year is and the 10-year is right now. And then go to 2019. They were at 2.5%, 2.66 on the 10, 2.4 on the 1 month.
Wow.
Compared to where we are right now, that's insane.
240. Yep. Then it started cutting it.
And then they started cutting it down. But at the beginning of 2019, we went from 2.4 on the 1 month down to 0.1 right now. If that doesn't tell you that negative rates are coming, nothing will.
Yeah, it's a long-term watch, right?
Yeah. 2018, 2019 didn't make much of a difference. Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, they got data way back to 2008. 4.39 on the 3, yeah, over 4 on the 30, and 3% on the 1 month.
And look at how fast this dropped.
Yeah.
Just January.
Yeah. Under 2, from 3 to under 2.
A full point in less than 1 month.
And then it went under 1 for a while there.
Yeah, April. Tons of volatility there.
Yeah.
As we can, oh, look at that.
Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Then it went down to 0.13.
I just saw 0.07. Look at that. Yeah.
0.07. It must have been a rough day in the market.
Couple 0.007. Maybe that's a signal. James Bond was there.
And then they got it back. Then they got it back. Oh, they almost went negative. Wow, I don't remember that.
They weren't talking about it. Look at that, 0.
It may have gone negative that month because they don't have minus signs.
They can't report 0, right? Yeah, it might have been short term.
And then they started raising in 2000.
And then it was Christmas, and then it all turned around.
Yeah.
Or no, not that year. Different year.
Not quite. It was in March of 2009 was the bottom.
So yeah, we compare that, and we're down there.
Yeah, they kept interest rates really, really low. It started going back up in February. Yeah. March 9th was the exact bottom.
See how long it takes to get back to like a half.
It was still pretty low.
Yeah, it didn't move. The short term didn't, at least. The long term was, that's interesting. The long term jumped way before the front or the short did.
Yeah, that's a better sign of
the stronger economy coming, or at least
stronger economy. And it also proves the point that the Fed really can't affect long-term rates. They can only do the short term. So they were playing catch up after the long-term rates started moving higher.
Yeah, you see we're up at
rising
3.5.
Yep.
Here we're hitting. I thought I saw 4s coming in. Yep, there's 4s.
Yep.
And look at all year they were still down. That's interesting. 09, the end of it. Wow. Yeah, compare that back to where we are now, and we'll see it again.
Yeah, we went from, look at the beginning of the year. This whole decline all over again. Look at that. Jeez. Man, people would die for a 1.5% on the 1 month.
Right.
Look at that.
Right there.
Yep, March. And then March 5th, we went under 1% again.
That was the quarter point cut. Then shortly after,
look at that. Yeah.
1.6 down to 0.04 in less than a month.
Yeah. So we're basically following the exact same scenario as 2008, 2009.
So yeah, this isn't going to come up anytime soon.
I heard a great interview with Rob Hall the other day. He was talking about how the bond market always leads the stock market. Now, if there's a disconnect here because the Fed is propping up the bank stocks, then that won't work. But he's saying that you always follow the bond market because that's the tail that wags the dog.
Right.
And if rates are dropping, then the market's going to drop. I kind of tend to agree with him, but I'm not sure how that's going to happen with with a Fed buying bank stocks. Andre,
yeah, that's the part that's never happened before. Is they've never injected, printed, whatever you want to kind of this type of amount of currency. And I'm not going to say the two words that start with U and T because I hate those two words together now with a passion.
Yeah. Sham says, yeah, that was an awesome trade on MYM. Noted Josh Randall also bagged 70 points this Sunday using PAP.
He did. He was telling me about that where he did a evaluation and he set it the night before and it closed on him the day after. $340 on one MES contract.
Nice.
And he didn't look at anything,
Wow. Very nice.
outside of figuring it out. So yeah, if you guys haven't got your hands on the PAP, go to tradingology.com/PAP and you can read all about it. And then email me for the discount code for you guys that are the elite members and premium plus members that have access to all the goods, because that coupon is expiring soon.
Yep, Sunday. Andre says, Dave, what do you think about the Celsius network? An interesting concept. Alex Mashinsky. Alex is a great guy. I really like him. Last November, I met him at Blockchain Week in Las Vegas, and really nice guy. We spent like about an hour and a half together just talking about cryptocurrencies and blockchain. What he does is, if you want to get a loan on your crypto or you want to park it with him, he'll pay you interest on your crypto. And what he does is he loans that crypto out to institutional investors who trade it. So I like Alex a lot. I would not take a loan out on my crypto at any time at all, because if it goes against you, they can, just like a margin call, they'll take it away from you and they'll sell it in the market, and you won't get any. If you want to lend it to him and get some interest on it, that's another thing. He is insured. I like Alex a lot. I trust the guy. I think he's great. But I'm not sure I would do that either. I think that's also pretty risky at this point. I think in the future, yeah, but not right now.
Yeah, just looking across, most cryptos are pretty level right now on the 24-hour stuff. So they're they're kind of idle. It's like almost waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, another thing Raoul Paul said, that this whole move here, the past 3 years has just been basically a change from weak hands to strong hands in cryptocurrencies. And so you had a lot of early adopters, you had a lot of people who are speculating. They've all been kind of getting out, and now it's that cryptocurrency is going into stronger hands, and that's why volatility has kind of decreased quite a bit, although except for that March sell-off.
Which didn't we talk about, and I've also read a few things where it was a planned event to see a stress test, right?
Yes, it looks like a stress test on the market to see if who would survive, who would rebound as quicker, and that's what it looked like to me too.
Andre is looking for a link to Ron Paul's video.
Yeah, I can pull that up for you. It was a very good interview.
Oh yeah, whether it's recent ones, he's just a fantastic person to, when you listen to him now, and with the benefits of 2020 and hindsight vision, it's obviously easier to see, but it's too bad that he didn't get elected back then, or at least get a better shot at it. Imagine how that could have changed history.
Oh, this is not Rand Paul. This is Raoul Paul.
Oh, different guys. It's too similar.
Yeah, too similar. Raoul Paul is the guy who runs Real Vision. Former hedge fund manager.
I like two guys that sound similar then.
Yeah, Rand Paul is awesome too. There you go, Andre.
And for those that are watching the recording that aren't obviously here live, I had a few people asking that the chat wasn't in like the library recordings. Never fear, everything is going to make it back to the member site once I'm done with the upgrade. So yeah, both YouTube and library, there is no way I don't post a link to the chat text, but it's in the members area. So anyone that's looking for it will be in the members area once everything is still up. So I still have everything saved. We're still recording these. I just haven't posted them for the last week because I don't want to do it in two places with all the updates that I'm doing right now. So
yeah, never fear, guys. Dan is in the middle of updating the site, but he's just going to add to the site. He's not going to take stuff away that you guys relied on in the past. So
yeah, you're not losing anything for sure.
Yeah, you're not losing anything.
Just a short term while there's maintenance going on. Yeah. And I did find I should note that even I was having some issues where they're like, yeah, this won't affect it. I'm like, no, it's affecting it because I can't get to some things. So I was working with my support guys, and they found some settings that they had to fix. So there was some things underlying for the part that I wasn't even working on. So there was a matter of two things going on at once. So if you've had any problems recently, they should be drastically better currently. So, and then look for the new updates coming soon. I don't know if I can give you a sneak peek or not. Do I have?
Yeah, you sent me a screenshot. It looks really awesome. I love it.
Oh yeah, I can grab that. Let me grab that picture.
It looks so professional. Like, wow, those courses are pretty awesome. I want to I want to take those courses again.
See, it's just a brief view of it.
And I created them, except for one.
There you go. So this
Yeah.
is just the first mock-up, and it's going to get even better than this.
Nice.
All right, there's your teaser for the day.
Love it.
All right, got the link. It was the first time I saw in your update as well that the gold-silver ratio dropped below 100 for quite a while, which is hovering at right now, I believe, last I looked.
Yeah, we've had a nice run on silver. Gold was down a little bit yesterday. Silver held up. Now they're both up a little bit, but silver is up 2.19%, and the gold contract is up only 0.69%. So that ratio continues to come down. And so that trade is working out really well.
And I had my first. Watch this? I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm only moving a little bit. Show you that it is. Come here. All right.
I'm going to put this link up in the real-time update service. But right now, at least, and we've only got 8 days left, I've got this chart of Bitcoin showing it breaking out of the pattern. And if you know, in this triangle pattern or pennant pattern here, I just put this. I don't know if you can grab there or not.
You sent it over here. Oh, you dropped it in RTOS? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. 96.90 currently at. There's your wedge coming down.
Yep. So now I use the line chart, not on a log chart. I use a line chart because just the way Scott does in the price action profits, you want to cut off the wicks. And so if you cut off the wicks on a candlestick chart, it looks the same way. And you can see the breakout there. Now, the measurement for that kind of pattern is the flag. The flag starts at like $100 for Bitcoin, goes up to 14,000. So I don't know what kind of a percentage return that is, but it's huge.
Sitting on there, and that goes up there.
Yeah, so you're talking about at least a 25,000 Bitcoin, 25,000. Yeah, 23, 25.
So there's a brief glance. If you're not part of the real-time update service, that's what Dave provides in there. So check this out. You know what we ordered, right? I was looking at the gold-silver ratio. I got this envelope, which has this bag in it. What's in this bag?
Oh, you got it. Nice.
Take it out of the little package. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
Yeah.
That's one pure gold ounce.
Nice.
I just got one because I had to have my hands on it. Everything else I'm going to get is going to be going to the Brinks vaults.
Okay. Yeah, it's nice to have one in your hand, huh?
Yeah, to think that's almost $2,000 is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
For a coin.
Yeah. Well, Bitcoin's a coin too, and it's like 9,000.
You just can't hold it in your hand, right?
Just can't hold it.
So there we go. I was excited to see that show up yesterday.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Now I just need one of the silver rounds to get here, and I'll have one of each.
Is it like heavy, hefty? Yeah,
It is.
Feels solid, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's funny how it's like, okay, this is 1 ounce, but it feels a lot heavier than 1 ounce.
Yeah, the density of gold, that's what makes it so attractive. Its color, it's like.
I was showing it to the 16-year-old because he used to collect coins. He still has some. I'm like, here, check this one out. He's like, oh, you got some copper? I'm like, nope, look closer. Like, oh, hey.
Yeah. It's real money. It's real money.
That's exactly what I said. That's the only real money that ever exists.
Yeah. Sham says, Dave, are you still working on the buy-sell confirmation indicator for the short-term day trading stuff? I am making progress. In fact, yesterday I made a breakthrough, I think, and I'm using it on the VXX right now. I made a breakthrough yesterday. I think it's pretty cool.
Is that the one that we had the quick phone call?
Yeah, I actually I had to do a little revision on how I went back and started testing it since like June of last year.
Yep.
And going through different scenarios. I want something that works consistently every single time. And I've got it down pretty good.
Okay.
As soon as I get it perfect, I'll send it to you.
Right on.
Well, 99%. Anyway.
Yeah, if you find anything that's 100, that'll be mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's never perfect.
Andre's asking how I store the rest of it. It gets stored in a Brink's vault in various portions of the world, Andre. There's multiple ones that they have, some United States, other ones internationally. There's global vaults that they store precious metals in for you. That's where the rest of mine is going. Once I just have a few in my hands just to see it.
Yeah, that's very cool. I read this story. I forgot who it was from, but when was it? When did they outlaw the actual holding of gold? You couldn't hold gold.
That was shortly after.
After the 71?
Yeah, I think it was shortly after that, after they took it off.
Yeah, it was illegal to hold gold, and this guy who passed away recently had a vault full of gold coins.
Wow.
He held it. He bought them all when it was $34 an ounce. I guess it was back in the 70s when it was illegal to hold it, and he told his kids that he was like scared to death to have it. He was afraid the government was going to come knock on his door any minute.
Yeah, 1933 was when they did it.
Yeah.
So between 1933 and 1975, it was illegal. And I put the link in there, Andre. I buy it through Gold Silver, and they also arrange the storage for me via Brinks. So they're not the actual ones that hold it. Brinks is third parties, but you can do it through them. They have connections. So that's the thing that people have talked about with the crypto, right? It's like, are they going to say we can't own this sometime and it's only for like banking institutions? It'd be a similar thing, right? Where they say, yeah, you can't own crypto because that's not a consumer thing.
Right. And then you go 40 years without being able to cash in. That would be a disaster.
Oh. Don't say it like that, Dave.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, you could still transact in it, but you wouldn't be able to cash it out. That would be
right. It was just like back then in the 30s, 40s, 50s. Even though it was illegal to hold, it's not like everybody turned it in. Yeah, right. A few probably did, but the majority of them didn't, which is exactly what you're talking about there. Is this guy still had his holdings?
Yeah.
They're not going to come chasing you looking for your Nano S.
Yeah, I hope not. Jeez. Yeah, goldsilver.com is, I would say, they're extremely reliable, but they're probably one of the two best to buy if you're going to buy.
Yeah, they've been doing it a long time. They have a lot of distributors, a lot of partnerships. There was a lot of places that went completely dry up in this recent with silver.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't get it anywhere. They actually were still filling orders. It just took longer for delivery. But yeah, they were, I think, one of, if not the only, like you said, like one or two maybe that are that reputable. So I am absolutely comfortable with them. And more manipulation. All right.
You do any trading this morning?
I didn't actually. I wanted to get into one, but I said it's getting too close to the room, and I thought I was going to curious to see if it was going to go low or not. So I was glad I didn't.
Yeah.
It probably will by the time the day is over. So I would have had to ride this out, but that's too much to ride out.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see if we get a little bit of a pullback here, but looks like it's hitting some of the levels there on the EMAs.
Yeah, they're definitely respecting those to the chop back through it. That's why it's taken a while.
Yeah.
You know, got way overextended here. And then we see it coming back and then respecting those, and it just kind of rode that up. And now it's finally breaking down below. So look what happened here. We actually had to close below, and then it went down.
Yep. Now it's hitting that level.
So this is going to hold. And once it closes below this, we'll probably see the drop back down. And this is just the first minute of this chart. So yeah, this looks like it's moving in a hurry. So maybe I should have got in that trade. Not. I trade less now that I'm doing these.
Yeah. Well, the internals are in the 60 to 70 area, so it's going to be choppy.
Yeah, and look at this, the separation we have here from the issues to the volume that we've seen so many times, where whenever that's that big separation, that's not a good sign. And major bars on the internals turning back down.
Yeah.
So they got everybody happy. Now they're taking the candy away. All right, we're getting close on time. If you guys got any final questions, I do got a meeting at the top of the hour. Once again, it is busy. Oh, the one thing I should notice that we haven't talked about in quite a while, and I know you're full up and busy, Dave. Once I'm done with my site work, I've had a few people ask about private client sessions, and we haven't spoken about it much because just in the nature of time. But that is still an option for people that do need it. If they're, you know, you can always reach out to me. Right, I'm going to be opening up some new windows probably next month. So in June, I'll probably be taking 2 more spots if people are interested. And if it's something you're looking for, you know, whether it's related to the MES futures, whether it's when we start doing the VA, or just other general things that you want help one-on-one, I will be taking on people for private clients again as my time frees up again. So it was funny because I kind of saw it as I was doing some of the work. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about, you know, helping these guys and doing this and this. So it's interesting how it jars my memory going through the older stuff.
Yeah, good. I'm sure people would want to take advantage of that because you don't offer them very often. So, you know,
Yeah, it's more rare than it used to be. It was busier last year when I had more time. I had less time doing all these things, so I've taken on less clients, but there's going to be more windows coming up. So if you're curious, you've been waiting, let me know, get a hold of me, and we'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
So how's the index doing? I haven't pulled this one down yet. Yeah, see, look at that. That rally was coming, and the bullish herding was going away. That's a clue.
Yeah, that is a clue right there. We're going to turn lower. Absolutely.
Across the board, same thing with the tech on the NQ or the NDX here. They're just a matter of breaking through theirs again.
Now, if they take it down 1,000 points like they did when they took it up yesterday, I would just shake my head in disbelief.
1,000 up and 1,000 down, I wouldn't put it past them.
I mean, jeez, that's like
look at that. Boom.
It's like complimenting somebody one day, the next day, you know, tell them they're a piece of crap.
You give them a raise and then you fire them?
Yeah, I know. It's insane. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here's a raise. You're doing a great job. Tomorrow, you're fired.
Yep. Ridiculous.
A lot of people are saying that the entire market right now is just basically running on emotion. So they're just like, well, gee, you know, do we pay attention to this, the health thing, or do we pay attention to the economy? Because we know the economy is going to get really bad. Even if or is this health thing going to get fixed and then we can all go back to work and everything will be back to normal? And so it's just emotions running up and down.
Right. That's the whole thing is new normal's the other bane of my existence now too that I hate hearing.
I know.
Yeah, it's literally a game to them, I think. And they're using everything just for excuses whenever it's manipulated one way or the other. I saw a great reference. I forget who said it yesterday. It was on Twitter. It might have been Daniel or Danielle. If it wasn't her, it was someone similar to her where it was, it's like being inside the market. It's all happy. You look around, good times, but then you step outside and it's turmoil. You have no idea. It's like, that's a great analogy.
Yeah. Wasn't there a movie like that one time where like he was in his house and everything was fine, and then he steps outside and people are running up and down the street screaming and yelling, and he's like, "What the?
Yeah.
What happened?" I think it was War of the Worlds with Tom.
Oh yeah, when they did the remake with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah, that was a great.
See, I'm just waiting for Top Gun 2. You know, they're bringing movies straight to your house now. Are they going to bring Top Gun 2 straight to my house?
Yeah, they definitely should do that, especially with the 007 movie that they weren't going to release. It was ready. It was ready to go to the theaters, I think, in March or February. They said they're not going to release it till October now. I wish they would rethink that.
Right? Because
just release it online.
Can you imagine going to a theater and having, like, you can't sit next to who you're with?
Yeah, I know. How many seats is that? 6 feet.
Right.
And everybody's wearing a mask. It's going to be the weirdest theater experience ever.
That's a movie in itself, just to film that happening.
Yeah. They can only fill half as many, or not even that, maybe a third.
Yeah, a third to a quarter. What's that going to do for revenue? I was talking to we're trying to help local businesses as much as possible with just takeout food because we get tired of cooking. I know you like cooking, but we gotta shake it up, right? So we're at one of our favorite restaurants that we haven't ate since probably for about half a year now.
Wow.
And we called them up. They were doing takeouts, so we went out and got some. We actually got enough for like 2 meals. We're like, oh yeah, we need 4 of those and 1 of those. And I was talking to the guy. You can only walk in the front door. They had the plexiglass up, which I completely understand. I was like, yep, all good. So I asked him, like, how you guys been doing? You know, we were curious. Happy to hear you're open. He said when it was the worst, like when everything just started, they were running at 10% revenue. And right now they're at like 25% revenue of what their normal is. I was like, yeah, that can't last very long.
No, that's rough. Wow. They said there was a poll, and I forgot who put it out, but there was a poll that said that only 52% of all the businesses in the country are going to reopen once we go back to some sort of normal.
Wow.
52%. That's 48% are dead already. That's crazy.
Yeah, they just don't know it. It's just a matter of time at this point.
Yeah. All right. I know you got to run, so.
And Sham likes my Top Gun. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can recite that movie line for line.
That's a great movie.
I just don't because the wife hates it. Stop saying all that. Like, I get it. I annoy myself sometimes. But yeah, I know that one. I could write that script for you.
Yeah, that was a fantastic movie. Classic.
Guys, yeah, appreciate it. We'll be back Thursday, and I'll keep digging and get those upgrades going for you.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Talk to you Thursday, Dan.
Sounds good, Dave. Take it easy.